Alright, hello, stargazers. Welcome in, welcome in. How's everybody doing? Hello. Hello, Blank. Hello, Madness. Hello, Newbie Reaper. Hello, Concon. Hello, Salim. Hello, Sounds Like Dust. Hello, Zashi. MJ9. Bill, Concon, RQ. How are you all doing? I hope everybody is having a good day so far. And yeah, I did spend some time trying to find some instrumental backgrounds that I thought would be good for the stream. It was, I won't lie, it was not easy. I probably should have asked you guys for help because, some of the songs have spoilers in the titles. I was not very happy about that. I learned that the hard way. The majority don't. The majority just have very generic names, but like, one or two had spoilers in the song title. So that wasn't great. But other than that, I think it's good. I tried to do what I can to find either something fun or something that's like chill for art, stuff like that. A big mix of stuff. I don't know what most of it is, so I do apologize for that. But I thought that would make things a little bit more on brand, shall we say, right? Blank will return shortly. All right. Yeah, no worries, Blank. Ah, hello. Found an Arknights stream of yours this morning and subbed. Well, thank you. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, we're gonna be doing an art session today. So for those of you who don't know what a Masterstudy is, a Masterstudy is basically taking an official art piece and doing your version of it to try to learn the techniques from it. Because I really want to get better at this style. I honestly, I mean, obviously there's a bunch of different styles in the game, but there is a sharp elegance that I want to try to achieve, and it's hard, but we've been doing a fair amount of master studies, and it's been really helping. And for this one, the reason that I specifically picked Executor is because he has a hairstyle that happens to match exactly with a client that I have right now, so it's good study. And normally, yes, I do headshot pieces. I just do, like, the bust up or something. But when ConCon Art submitted this piece and I saw the composition, I was like, okay, you can't not do this composition. Like, it's clearly very intentional that this composition is the only part that works. So we're doing a larger piece today. We'll see how it goes. Walk in the Dust lobby theme would be a nice choice. I do feel like the lobby themes make the most sense. I didn't want to use the ones that are like, the base lobby themes, because I'm sure you guys are probably tired of hearing that. Perspective is one reason why I selected it. Yeah, I was like, if I just crop this just for the face, it's gonna ruin the entire effect. I cropped it a little bit, just for clarity's sake. I actually, or simplicity's sake, I guess. Probably didn't need to, in all honesty, but we'll see. Some lobby themes are good, but some have massive spoilers. Wait, really? There are lobby themes with spoilers? Oh no. Zashi, you're going to have to, Are they non-instrumental, or... I'm nervous now. I only grab things that are instrumental. Fine Fox, hello, welcome in. Barrel down shots are always fun and perspective is hard. Very true. There are probably ones where the CG/art for it has spoiler characters. Oh, I see. Okay, when I was grabbing the music, I was trying to not pay attention to the CGs. All the songs are used somewhere in the story? That makes sense. I figure that I probably picked some where it's like, you know, I feel like it's unavoidable that I probably grab some that are like, you know, nice, calm instrumental, and then it's like, this is going to be a really sad, intense plot moment that I'm not aware of. But I don't really think there's a way to avoid it, honestly. So, I'm throwing that out now. I don't know what I have selected. I just tried to get things that were, like, workable, and we'll see how it goes. Lobby themes generally don't have themes. Contingency contracts CC are the ones where lyrics are in the lobby theme. Okay. I think I did not grab any that have lyrics, so hopefully we're okay? I don't know. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure it out. Anyway, let's jump in. let's jump in here. We'll go here. There we go. Like I said, because of the difference, we're going to have to do a wide shot, and it's gonna sort of change the perspective and everything. You can listen to the default AK lobby theme for hours. Okay, I will keep that in mind. I didn't put it in because I was, like, worried about that, but... Newbie says the songs that hit you the hardest are the happiest ones that play during the most tragic story beats, and I don't know what any of them are! I don't know what any of them are, so if I give you the feels, I'm sorry, it's unintentional. I just thought the music was pretty. Oy yay. Alright, anyway. So, this does... The regular one does have better composition, and I have, like, cropped things in a little bit. We'll see how it goes. It turns into white noise after a bit, that's fair. Hopefully, you don't put a lot of MS Armies. I don't know what that is, so I'm not sure. But everything I have is instrumental, so... I just wanted things that felt, like, thematically appropriate, and you guys kept saying how it was... how you could use all the AK music in streams and stuff, and I was like, you know what, I'm running out of music to play on art streams, so this might be good. If there's any where you guys, like, recognize it and you're like, oh no, this is terrible, let me know and I will get rid of it. And we'll just see how it goes. Shadow Kami, hello, hi. A handful of explosions, I see. Battle theme where this event CG comes from goes extremely hard. Think church dubstep, that's amazing. MSR is technically the main composer for Arknights? Oh, okay. Wait. Hopefully you didn't put MSR music? Technically the main composer? I'm a little bit confused what you mean. Is there anything that's gonna get struck? Am I being stupid about stuff? Because that wouldn't shock me either. This is all very experimental. MSR, Monster Siren Records? It's a company, not a person. Ah, I see. Is that kind of thing gonna get struck? Because I was told that that most of these should be okay, as long as it's not like a collaboration music. But I truthfully, I don't know. Alright, this is a very, very, very sharp angle, so we'll have to see how this works. This is slightly bit further in front, I think. Depends on the song, I guess we'll see. BGM doesn't get struck. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. MSR, Monster Siren Studios, is the music branch of Hypergriff, and is the music company in-game. No, generally you will not get struck down for 95% of the music. I hope not, I hope not. Byron Ice, hello. Hi Starlight, love to see you stream about Arknights in my recommendations feed. That's funny. Yeah, right now we are doing Masterstudy work. BGM should be fine. If it's character songs, it'll get struck from what I've heard. Character song would be with lyrics, right? Like, everything here is BGM because I try to keep the art stream music fairly chill. Because I know some people just like to, you know, listen in the background and stuff. 90% of the time. Maybe I should ask you guys, like, if you know, if there's, like, a way to tell if there's, you know, very much not okay stuff. Let's see here. This is gonna be a really hard angle to paint at. But I think for this piece, because there's so much going on, because the character is, like... I think we're not going to focus as much on the details for this. I think we're mainly going to focus on the color and composition. Aside from the face, because I need to study the face. Even character songs are safe. Even character songs are safe. It's just a very small percentage. Trial by fire. As long as it's not Starset song or collab song with DJ Okawari, shouldn't get a copyright strike. Hopefully not. In-house music produced by MSR should be safe. Collabs are hands-off. Understood. Yeah, I don't, these should all be the in-house things, I think. I didn't have anything that indicated it was for a collab. Or it didn't, like, have any other artist name in it. It didn't say featuring so-and-so, so. I'm trying to get this main shape here. And then I'm trying to see, this is a little harder because usually I have these side to side and now I have them up and down because I couldn't fit it on the screen. We'll see how it works. BGM, most character themes won't get struck. There are a handful of songs that would get nuked. Off the top of my head would be the Millie song, Grown Up Paradise, and the collab songs with Run. Okay. So basically nothing that says featured, nothing collab based. The Millie song is struck by the algorithm and they don't actually mind. Oh, interesting. Is that with lyrics or is that BGM? Was not expecting another gun Masterstudy. That kind of seems to be a theme at the moment, doesn't it? Yeah, I wasn't either, honestly. I really needed to study the character themselves. And they just happened to also be wielding a gun, so I don't know why. Let's see here. I'm not really sure what the next one is gonna be, but I really wanted to do this one because, first of all, dynamic angles, great amount of composition. I kind of ruined the composition just to fit everything. But it's good practice, too, because I never do this kind of stuff. I genuinely, like, I never get to... I never have characters in this sort of scenario, so... It helps show that I am at least open to the idea. Most powerful magic out there, cast gun. Millie song's also kind of dark and has lyrics. One of the anniversary songs. Okay. If it has lyrics, then I think that I can safely avoid it. Alright. Got a lot of detail in your jacket here. I'm not sure how much detail I'm gonna actually be able to add in. So we're just gonna try to go for... general shapes. General shape language. I'll fetch it more images for future master studies. Konkon, I actually really like the ones that you've suggested. I could probably pull from a few of the ones that you already listed, but if you want to add more, feel free. I can't guarantee when I'd get to them, but at this point it's just sort of like open-ended. Anyone can submit in there. Anyone can throw in something to be considered at some point. Alright, this is getting really squashed. Proportions are not quite right. I think everything's a little bit too big. Make everything a little bit smaller. And this probably has more perspective. It definitely has more perspective. Alright, let's see. We can... a little bit larger there. There we go. Give enough room for his face. I'm probably gonna have to, like... I mean, if I wanted to make this go by faster, I could just trace it, but that kind of defeats the purpose. Kazakami, hello, hello! Enjoy your stream today. Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a good day. Lore-wise, gun and Arknights, specifically those used by angels, are basically a wand. Interesting. Very interesting direction. I believe you get copyright strike if you play Millie songs on stream, at least what I heard during other streams. For the game, they mute the game. Ah, I see, I see. Wait, do a lot of the lyric-based songs, do those play in the game as well? Or are those, like, event-based things? I didn't think about that in terms of, like, streaming. Only a few? Yeah, that's fair. Very rarely. Okay. Hazard of drawing within confined limits. I also unconsciously try to squish everything onto the canvas. Yeah, I probably should, like, just get the basic shapes and then... I always go straight for detail, and I probably need to get better at trying to get the base shape and then adding detail. And it's hard, because we're so detail addicted, we always want to go straight into detail. They're essentially promo? That's kind of what I figured, yeah, that they wouldn't, that most of them would not play in the game. Lato's eating lunch? No worries, Vesta. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Let's see, Alright. I'm not really sure. Wait, what is... Alright, it's a good thing I have the whole thing also up on another screen so I can see what I'm doing, because it's a little bit tricky. I got this piece here. They recently started using more lyrical songs? Interesting, interesting. It's a hype moment when the boss's theme has lyrics. Yeah, I would imagine. Also kind of terrifying, but intriguing nonetheless. Let's see. I almost wish I hadn't squashed this, because maybe this would have been easier if I had just done the entire non-cropped version. But I did not think that far ahead. Detail addicted, that's a mild way of putting it. I love being able to relate to other artists who understand our pain and suffering. Okay, there's no bullets, but he has like a belt of shells still. I'm a little confused by that. I think a lot of this, just for time and detail's sake, a lot of this is probably just going to get very, very painted off. Let's see here. If something plays in-game, then it's safe, I think. Otherwise, people would be unable to stream some events. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You gotta give you, Sanctus for Master Studies. Clearly a pattern after only 2 Master Study. It's just that we only used to have them in a common seasonal event. Nowadays, the event is much more rare. Oh, okay. Want to see if you accidentally put chapter 15 songs or BGM as BGM? Anything that had a chapter that was, like, higher than 5, I made sure to ignore if it was in the title. If it was not in the title, I don't know. But if it had a chapter name and it was, like, anything above 5, then I did not include it. Because, yeah, I just had a feeling that wouldn't be a good idea. I think the most popular event in Arknights is Contingency Contract. The lobby theme has banger songs. That's fair. Alright. His waist is turned in this piece, so it's kind of hard to tell. I'm trying to look for the negative space. It's a bit tricky here. And his arm is much... Wait, okay. This is confusing. He's got this giant scarf, and then his shoulder is, like, probably around here. But then his arm is way behind. This is... Alright. It's about... here. Yeah. I thought I'd make my life easier if I cropped it, and I've actually made my life harder for cropping it. That's amazing. I guess there's just a lot of stuff in the way here that makes it look larger than it is. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this stage. I think I'm just going to mainly go for, oh, I forgot to, hang on, I forgot to record this. Alright. Let me just make sure that it's, yep, that looks good, that looks good. Boom. There we go. I wanted to make sure that I actually had a recording of the process, just in case. Not much detail in the corner of the original image. Most of the lighting's focused on the face and clarity there too. Yeah, true. Bill says, I might be wrong. I think we've only had one generic stage BGM with lyrics. That wasn't a boss theme. That being... I won't be able to say that. CC are always bangers, usually listening to Arknights music during work. Nice. Vessa says, I encourage you to listen to more Arknights music because it's the closest gateway to get you into synthwave that I can think of. Oh my gosh. You know, it's funny, Vessa, because I was thinking about this yesterday when I was, like, adding the music and looking at all of the, art pieces and, master studies that I had on my mood board and such. And I'm like, okay, it's not Girls Frontline, but this is the closest to learning Vessa's aesthetic in general that I'm probably going to get. So I was kind of thinking about that. I'm like, it's not Girls Frontline, but it's pretty dang close. And, you know, doesn't really help that apparently some of the character designs were going to be part of Girls Frontline instead. Exceed, hello. CEO Chicken Tenders. Hello. You should listen to all the music used in Laterano events. They're so unbelievably good. I'm like, I want to listen to more of the music, but I'm nervous that I'm going to end up grabbing something that I shouldn't. So I think I'll just go in the images and media channel in the Discord and, like, see what you guys have already posted and just hope that you guys haven't posted anything spoilery. I don't think you would. But it's probably safer than just going off on my own and then finding spoilers in the dang title. I'm still mad about that. I hate spoilers so much. I was trying to just find, like, simple BGM, and lo and behold, what did I get myself into? Alright, this is more or less all the shape language we probably need. Otherwise, it's just gonna take too long to do this part. This is very, very off. There we go. It's never going to be perfect. But if I can just get somewhere, that'll be good. Vessa says Arknights arc was just training to design a better Vessa in the future all along. I'm not gonna lie, it probably helps heavily. The director of AK used to work on GFL, even designed some of the early characters in that. Oh, that's cool. Music doesn't carry any spoilers, don't worry. Unless it's in the title. Unless it's in the title. It's probably not the official title, but whoever uploaded it used it as their title. If you search BGM, it'll happen eventually. Lovely. Hopefully this is okay for now, then, with what we have. The soundtrack you really need to listen to is the one from that game Kaku and I keep raving about. Trying to avoid people spoiling, not gonna say the name. 11 out of 10 OST, totally in your style. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Which, Vessa, did you see that people were talking about it, in the game chat? That they weren't talking about Arknights, they were talking about that one? Most character themes should be spoiler-free, barring a small handful of ones that are CN content spoiler, and even a smaller handful that spoil main story content, I see. It's painful since as someone who really wants to avoid CN spoiler, I can't interact with AK YouTube whatsoever. I'm sorry, MJ9. I know, I didn't realize that the last semester study I did was, like, I guess technically considered a spoiler to some people, so in the future, I probably won't be doing a master study if I know that it's from a unreleased, a non-global event. I will probably, I'll probably not do master studies until they're global. I feel like that's probably the safest thing to do. Alright, is that more or less where everything should be? I think so. And somehow I still made everything too large and didn't leave room for his halo. Alright, where is this supposed to be? Like, what did I do? Is the waist too large? I think maybe the waist is too long. Let's see. If I'm looking at these side by side. This is why I ended up pulling it on a, yeah, waist is a little bit too long. Maybe... I think I made him a little too large. Oh, oh, I see. That needs to be way lower. Okay, this whole area needs to be much lower. It's not in the CG, it's just cropped differently here, so... trying to figure out where fits best, and then the whole thing is a little bit smaller. And the gun is the part that's bigger. That's fine, it makes sense from a perspective point of view. There we go. And then it's still a little bit lower for a little bit smaller, a little bit lower. Probably around here, I would say. Even a little bit smaller than that. It's probably about right. Game chat scary. Names are mostly all Chinese, it'll be fine. I don't know if people don't want to see CGs though. I mean, the CG I picked didn't show anything, but I still want to be, respectful. Bill says I've had to nuke several channels for my recommendations. They keep using spoiler CGs in the thumbnail. See, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Okay, do you think it's a spoiler CG if it's just showing a character like this? Like just for future reference, in terms of what you guys intentionally want to avoid. Do you want to avoid any CG from the CN events, or is it okay if it's just showing a character? I probably shouldn't even risk it, because I don't know what characters would be considered spoilers. I probably just shouldn't even risk it. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Like, some people thought that the last Master Study was spoilery, and I felt bad, because I didn't know. I just thought it was pretty. Art of the character is very fine. It's not a spoiler. What is a spoiler is them doing something spoiler-based. Okay, yeah. No, that makes sense. I mean, because I was thinking about that, and I was like, okay, the last one I did of Lemlin, right? I was like, well, it doesn't show what anything is being aimed at. It just shows her with the rifle, so hopefully that's okay. Obviously, if she was, like, aiming at someone specific, then, yeah, I would definitely not show that, but yeah. There's only like a couple characters that's a spoiler right now? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Sometimes hang on. Specifically, I already got to see a lot of the said character before the event. Characters existing isn't really the spoiler. That was one other thing that I was thinking, is like, if it would be a spoiler if that character, like, hadn't appeared before. But I'm guessing that if I'm being sent master studies from other people, that they most likely aren't going to show a character that, like, no one's ever seen. That's why I think the safest thing for me to do is to just take suggestions from you guys. Because you guys know what is a spoiler and isn't in Endgame, so I feel like if I just continue taking suggestions from you, then that is the safest thing I can do. Plus, I like the fact that it lets you guys give input on what I end up doing on stream, which I think is good. I like being able to have that open to people sometimes. Could also do Elite 2 art for currently available operators in global if you're worried about that. Those might be quite a bit more complicated than these. That's fair, yeah. Let's see. Make the head a little bit less, deformed. What else? Push this piece up a little, this piece down a little. That's a bit better. Yeah. Alright. I'll start throwing in some background color. I'll start throwing in some regular color. Completely new character that only CN knows about is probably spoiler territory. Yeah, I would imagine. So that's why I feel like asking you guys, opening the suggestion to you guys is the safest thing I can do, right? Let's see. We'll start a little bit of the background here. This is way more textured than I want. Actually, I'll just use the sketch brush. I think that would make the most sense. There we go. That works better. Make it a little bit more saturated on the edges. Maybe a little bit more cyan saturated. And then just sort of blend this all together. I don't want to blend it, like, too much. I like a little bit of texture. But, let's see. Have a little bit of gray. This one's not good. This one's not good. I believe random arbitration can cause some little problems for people if they don't like spoilers at all. You, better you set whatever rule you can put. That's fair. Wait, is this song not good? Should I get rid of this one? This is why I said you guys have to tell me if I need to get rid of any of these. Because I genuinely don't know. It's fine, it's a lobby theme. Okay. It's chill, it's just a difficult game mode. Okay. Okay. I didn't know if you meant, like, story trauma or gameplay trauma. Okay. People get triggered since the game mode it's attached to is brutal. You know what scares me? I've had some people in the YouTube comments, of some streams being like, oh, I hope you're having fun. It's really easy in the beginning, so don't worry too much. And I'm going like, the beginning is easy? The beginning's easy. Of course it'd be considered easy because, you know, everything else has to be harder, but if it's considered easy, that's also a little bit scary to me. So I'm like, I don't really know how to take this information. Difficulty in the beginning comes from not having leveled characters. Okay. A lot of gameplay trauma music in these as well. Vesta says, I'll show you how to farm EXP before next game stream. Actually, that'd be great, because I couldn't figure out which mode was for doing that, because I was throwing, like, 5 different modes. This, like... This background effect I'm doing is probably stuff I should be doing at the very end, I think. Alright, make this a little bit darker. What the Firelight cast was so peak. This was one that I was sent in the Discord, and somebody was like, oh, if you like more Celtic type music, and I'm just like, oh no. This one's probably one of my favorites now. This is genuinely gorgeous. Ireland. We have someone in the community who's very, very proud Irish. And they were like, oh, I wanted to avoid playing this game, but this song is probably the reason I'm gonna end up playing. I mean, you know, that's very understandable. The art was the reason I ended up getting in, so... this is... Alright, this is like lots of smoke here. I feel like I'm going way too close into detail right now. I need to step back. I need to step back. There's way, way, way too much detail right now. I need to not be focusing so much on, like, particle effects. My goodness. One image started 2,900 hour addiction. All right, I need to not be so much in the weeds. I don't really know what's in the background. I'm just going with shape and color right now. Annalise, hello, thank you so much for following on Twitch. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. My alerts still aren't working. I still can't hear the alerts. But thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. There we go. Building of some sort? Looks like Lateran architecture at night. It's probably a building. I just can't really make it out. But I don't want to spend too much time on that section. Feeling the base colors first, yeah. I was trying to do the background really quickly, and then I was like starting to get into the particle effects of the background. I'm like, that's not good. I shouldn't be doing that. Yeah. Better to just get the character in right now. It's hard not to. It's hard not to. When you start doing particle effects, that's not good. Let's see here. Alright. Go with the red. Go with something a little bit deeper, darker. I'm using like a pencil for everything. Knowing where the CG is from, it's probably the side of a monastery wall? Oh, okay. Trying to get our base colors down here. Feels kind of weird knowing that a lot of gacha games get more investment from the devs than actual AAA games. This song is lyricless? It should be. Yeah, it says instrumental version. The lyric version is strikeable? Oh no! Hopefully we're okay with the with the instrumental? Hopefully instrumental's okay? Oh dear. Hopefully we're okay. Is it? It's in Muse Dash 2? That one's a really short one. Tantan, hello, hello! Welcome in, welcome in! How are you doing today? Love my my little crystal tip on my wand. Thank you, I appreciate it. Tantan, how is everything? It's good to see you. Am I winning? I don't know. I immediately started going into the particle effects when I just started this painting. I think I'm losing. How are you doing, Tantan? It is good to see you. Let's see here. I need to figure out what I'm doing for the... What color is that? Oh, it leans a little warmer, I guess. Doing good? Stuck at work? Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm glad to hear that you're doing good, though. I'm glad to hear that you're doing good. It is good to see you. There we go. That's more accurate. And then we're gonna have to get the blonde hair here somewhere. If you're new here and haven't seen me doing a master study, please don't fret. This is always the ugly stage of just like setting everything up. I know that the beginning just never looks good. The song with the lyrics is so unbelievably good. It already looks good. I'm trusting the process. I appreciate you trusting the process. I've done a few of these master studies, and I don't think they're not too bad. They're really, really great practice. It's just the beginning stage is so rough. Especially if people, like, don't really know how master study works, or, like, if they don't know, if they're not used to seeing art process stuff, then it can be hard to explain. But I'm just trying to get the base colors in here now. Eve, hello, hello! Thank you so much for resubscribing. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. I've got to figure out my alerts. How are you doing, Eve? John Master Study? Your rough drawing already looks better than the serious drawing? I mean, okay, to be fair, when it comes to master studies, like, most of the hard work is done for you in terms of the composition and everything. And, like, in this piece in particular, the composition is really what makes it, right? So that part's already decided. I don't have to come up with that myself. Just got home from work? Well, welcome back home from work, Eve. Can't believe the lies I'm hearing. This already looks really good. No, the beginning is always so rough. But I have to do these master studies if I'm eventually going to learn the actual style. If I do the pieces where I'm, like, not using somebody else's, beautiful, perfectly done, already peak master professional level. Long day, 11 hours, I want to eat. Oh no! When am I going to add point wasters to Twitch? That's a really good question. I'm not sure. My previous point wasters were all art-based, and it got me carpal tunnel. So I don't really know what to do there yet. I'll figure it out. I want to do stream loots at some point, but I'm not really sure how that would work either. I want to spam you with stuff. Starlight chill stream with 7th coffee is yummy. Hello, Swazwazwa. Hello, hello. Yeah, I will eventually have point stuff. I want to do streamloot stuff, I want to do point stuff, I want to do a mix, but I don't really know how to balance it. Get the Twitch interactive throwing system, I can throw stuff. I want to do all of these things. I think it's kind of amazing how well you guys know this music. Like, if this was Pokemon for me, I don't know if I would be able to recognize it as much. And that used to be my entire life. Let's see, alright. There's this whole section here. I'm trying to think of where I need to go with this. Probably get the entire gun blocked in would help. Arknights Arknights players collect music like Pokemon. I know that there are people who really like music from their favorite game, but I don't know how people keep track of it, so I guess because, like, Hypergriff is jokingly a music company, right? What, isn't that a lot of what you guys say? It's like, music that comes with a free game. Intellectual Joker, please do not spam. Please do not spam. There's actually a website for all the music Hypergriff has ever released, by the way. Dang. Gotcha game to fund the music company. I subbed to VTuber channel. Hello, welcome in. I am indeed a VTuber. Intellectual Joker, please do not spam. If you do that one more time, we're gonna have to kick you off the stream. Please do not spam. Really, Hoppy? I wasn't sure. HD has an official site for its music, lossless format, good stuff. Is it stuff that you can download yourself? Intellectual Joker? I haven't even finished chapter 1. I just started this game, and I barely know anything about it. I'm having fun vibing because of the artwork. Unsure about download? That's okay. Oh, I thought I had this locked to the background, did I not? Hang on. What'd I do here? There we go. That makes things easier. Not gonna pay to play? No, I'm like probably free to play, which I've heard is okay for this because it's a very generously free to play. Most of HD stuff is on Spotify? That's good to know. I don't use Spotify for music though. I'm using a different music player. So if I do have any music that I'm using, I do have to be able to download it. Alright. I feel like at this point I should try to get the shadows in. Let's see here. Spend entirety of year 1 free to play. Even now I get by with minimal spending. That's good. Swiping gives you dopamine though. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna try to just add in the shadow pieces because I'm tired of seeing this blank face. This is a really intense shadow, too. Arknights gotta be one of the most free-to-play friendly games. That's what people keep saying. Especially, like, in terms of, like, what gacha is now, right? Like, by comparison. Alright. Make this a little bit darker. This part a little bit brighter. MG9, oh my gosh. They held me at gunpoint and made me buy 250 skins. Concon says most major gachas use Hoyo's 50-50 system. AK is one of the few that doesn't. I don't really understand Hoyo's system, honestly. I don't really understand, like, how gacha systems work. Kinda crazy how Hypergriff releases free music and light novels for absolutely free every month or so. Dang. Oh my gosh. Scarlet, hello. Welcome in. Thank you so much for raiding. I appreciate it. Welcome in, raiders. I appreciate it. Hello. My name is Starlight. I'm Prismatic Kitsune. I am currently working on doing a master study of Executor, and I hope that you are all having a good rest of your day. Hello. You see me in your YouTube timeline? My goodness. Welcome in. I would like to... I hope stream went well. I really don't know too much about Arknights, so I apologize. I can't talk too much about it, aside from the very basic of a beginner. But it is really, really nice to see you all. Thank you so much. And, Lushkalit, if you need to take a break, if you need to get food, step away, feel free to. But thank you so much for bringing people over. I really appreciate it. Got attracted seeing my boy there. This is a really, really nice, this is a really nice illustration, I have to say. Hi, Panda, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Did the guy make an alt just to spam? Seems like it. Thank you very much, Vessa. I appreciate you. Alright. Trying to get all of my dark shadows in here. Angry Vessa noises. Oh my gosh! Okay, I don't know who Kukikaze is, but I feel like he would not be happy with you doing this. Blank, hello, welcome in. Is that a flintlock? Maybe. He definitely wouldn't be. He's like an actual person that you guys know, right? Because that name actually does sound familiar. Volcanic pistol? I don't know. Takes you longer to change accounts than it takes me to ban and delete messages. I suggest to follow some Arknights artists if you want to study some reference. Oh, I have been. I don't know everyone's names yet. I follow Nami. But I did follow a bunch of different Twitter accounts. And I have also been, like, trying to study, and I asked people in the Discord if they want to give suggestions on future master studies. Curious what got you into AK? The art. Like, literally the art. So basically what happened is I was doing, a master study for, I think, an anniversary. I think it was just like a cute little promo with a bunch of characters having a tea party, and I really liked it. And then a bunch of people were like, oh, is this Arknights? And I'm like, I guess so, I just think it's really pretty. And then I did another Masterstudy, and then, oh my god. Vessa, I'm sorry that you're on overtime today. I'm sorry that you're on overtime today. I apologize. Goodness. The music is what got me into AK. Heard songs before I even knew what it was. That's really cool. You know, it's funny you say that, because I like to listen to a lot of, like, strong epic fantasy music, and I was showing somebody the channel that I like to listen from, and it was like, oh, half of these, half of the fan arts used for the composers are Arknights fan art. And I didn't know it at the time, I didn't realize it. Gonna need to restrict chat to subscribers only. I'm working on one monitor, watching you on the other, no biggie. Which operator do you like the most among the operators you have? Well, I mean, I like Amiya. I think that's, like, obvious for anyone to say in the beginning. I really like Cruz. Cruz has been very helpful. I think Cruz is very sweet. Who else? I think Cruz has been very helpful. I really like Click. I think Click has a really cute design. Cruz is the backbone of any new account. That's understandable. Hello, Sierra. Welcome in. Here, tired and hungry. Tired from hunger and stress from work. I don't know why I can't stop working. When I can, decide to not take a break until way later than I should. Oh my gosh, Sea Hero, please relax. Please relax. Hi, Panda. Thank you so much for following the channel. I appreciate it. Thank you. Why would I look up Doshins? This is so weird. Anyway. Sea Hero, make sure that you get plenty of rest and food. You do not want to be burning out. That would not be good. Cruz, Fang, and Hibiscus are the backbone of my early game squad. I do really like Fang. Fang seems very, very solid. Just don't engage with the account. Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's not, I don't think it's a bot. I think it's just someone who's really bored. Or so, I don't even know. I got peer pressured into a Discord server, was already interested in the game though. My Discord server got peer pressured on its own. I didn't get pressured to join a Discord server, I got peer pressured to turn a Discord server. Nah, I'm joking. It's still mainly an art place, but we did end up having the game chat created, like, very early. Just ignore and don't acknowledge if it pops up, I'll keep banning. Alright. I'm sorry, Vessa. I've got to, you know what, I'm just gonna start on the face, because I don't like the face being so nothing. I don't like the face being so blank. I'm just gonna work on the face right now. At least just get in the main face detail. And on another, alright, another layer I'll try to add in the hair. And then add in the facial features. Yeah, I don't know. What's wrong with the blank face, huh? Nothing blank, nothing at all. It's just, you know, when a character is meant to have a blank face, then it's a good thing. But when the character is not meant to have a blank face, then it tends to kind of cause a little bit of concern, you know? But if you're meant to have a blank face, then there's nothing wrong with it. I think that makes sense, right? Blank prejudice. We make a surprise Pikachu face on it. Need to hop out? 2 a.m. here. Alright, Hiyo Panda. Have a good rest of your night. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Sleep well, sleep well. Don't know how I ended here. Just saw FedEx and he's cool, so I decided to watch this. Ventus, hello, welcome in. Is that a fan name I'm not aware of? Alright. I want to quickly draw in the hair here so it doesn't look like a bowl cut. That would be good. His name is Executor, the ex-Poder, hence FedEx. Ah, I see. I'm going to need to look up, like, how to pronounce everything. Executor is his job title. Real name is Federico. Codename Executor. That makes sense. Can't stop salivating over that Winchester. What a gorgeous weapon. Yeah, I could not have put drawing firearms on my bingo card anytime. Call him FedEx, actual name is Federico, version of him is the 6-star version. It was either between Exalter or FedEx, and we thought the latter was funnier. That's fair. Just know how to say... I can't even try that on stream. Good thing about some of the characters, they sometimes speak in native language. Just love it. That's really cool. Yeah. I'm going to have to learn all the things. Alright. I'm gonna have to change this hair color. Okay. They use names in the native language, no one knows how to pronounce them. I think it's really cool there's such a blending of culture, though. I'll just work on trying to learn how it works. I'll just try to learn it. It's a little bit hard when their eyes are when their head is facing downward. I'm trying to not make their eyes so... I tend to make eyes too wide, too large. And for male anime characters, it's always a lot smaller than you think. It's funny, right? Because with a male character, it's usually like the eyes are pretty much just realism. And then with female, that's where it's really exaggerated. But for the most part, with a guy, it's like, it's fairly close to just straight up realism with a little bit of stylization. What do you call the hairstyle with a long lock at the side of Executor? I don't actually know, but it's funny because I needed to study that hairstyle for a client. So ironically it works, but I don't actually know what it's called. It's not a ponytail, so it's not a side pony. I really don't know what it is. And, alright, your eyes need to be higher. Yeah. And this face shape is not correct. So, are we at the point where I can get rid of the lines? More or less? More or less. Is it a side bang? It's like a wolf cut gone wrong. I don't know. Alright, that's color, right? That's okay. That's color. I need to change his face shape because it feels like it's falling. There we go. I'm trying to slowly redeem myself here. Anime male character eyes always throw me off. I like pushing exaggeration. Subtlety is not my strong suit. It's hard, right? It's genuinely hard. Perhaps he tried to cut his own hair with no mirror. Oof. I mean, visually, it's a, it's nice contrast, right? Hang on a sec. It's a nice contrast, isn't it? Who bonks my boy in the head? It's Starlight's version. It'll get there, it'll get there. Oh, alright, gotcha. The meme is he's got a mission and just walked out of the barber because personality-wise he would do that. I need to get the fierceness down. I don't really have it yet because I don't have the... Wait, what line? What? What color line am I on here? Alright, I need to heavily reduce the saturation of the hair. And I need to add the right color so it doesn't look like... so it doesn't look awkward. And then I'll probably start getting rid of the lines soon because the lines are just getting in the way. Or I'll just combine them and paint them over. That actually might be the best way to do this. Is just sort of blend the lines together. This song? This one's just called Warm. Apparently, depending on how the halos look, it represents their personality. Him having an antenna on his supposedly means his personality is very robotic. I see. Interesting. Interesting design concept. Listen to it all the time in event stories, don't actually know the name. It's just listed as Warm. I noticed that a lot of the songs just have simple one-word names. Which, okay, is kind of ironic to me, because that, for those of you who don't know, that is kind of how you can pick out, like, those AI playlists on YouTube. You guys ever see those playlists where it's like, you know, cozy songs for cats or something? Like, something really strange. And the songs will just have simple one-word names, and it'll be like, calm, pretty, ocean, and those are all AI. But I know that these ones aren't AI. They just, from what I could tell, had the same style of titling. So it did throw me off when I first saw it. No, hello. Surprised you're back again at this? What do you mean back again? I just started. You're not saying them like that. I'm just being silly and sleepy. Fair enough. Fair enough. Alright, we're starting to make his hair actually look a little bit nicer, so he doesn't look like he's got some sort of Rock Lee haircut. It's from the game files, so there's no reason to give the songs actual names. That's fair. That makes sense, actually. But yeah, if you see those, like, if you see those just on YouTube with, like, a strange photo playlist, then chances are it's AI. Like, the reasoning here, if it's in the game file, that makes sense, but yeah, when it's not Arknights themed, it's usually AI. I look away for a few minutes, you're doing so much so fast. I try to get things going when I'm doing Masterstudy. I like Firewatch? I don't think I've seen Firewatch's design yet. What size do you use for your canvas? Harmony Lady, it completely depends on what kind of piece I'm doing. If I'm doing like a really big client piece that has it has like a ton of characters, I will work in 8K just in case. 4K is kind of where I feel comfortable with most commission illustrations. Silly sketches, I'll do with just like 1000 pixel. This one I think is 2K-ish? I don't really, yeah, it really depends on what I'm doing. They all have different needs. And I do tend to be more of someone who is nervous about, like, quality, not worrying about things going bad, losing quality over time, so I tend to go higher than I need to, but, you know, better be safe than sorry, in my opinion. Out of every character in the game, who would you say is the nicest or most appealing artwork? I don't think I've seen most of it, to be honest. Like, yes, I was really inspired by the art, but I think I actually haven't seen the majority. I like the design of the... I'm sorry, I forget the name. But the pink cat on the current banner, I think that she has a really nice design, and that was another piece where I saw fan art, and I didn't realize that it was, Arknights until afterwards. And I'm like, of course. If I like a piece of generic, pretty anime art in the style that I tend to try to go for, 9 times out of 10 lately, I'll be like, oh wait, I now recognize this character design. Poziomka? Is that how you pronounce it? Poziomka? Fan of Pink Cat, you truly are a VTuber. Well, as far as I know, there's no blue fox, so... Does anyone else have the compulsive need to start with square canvas for almost everything? I don't think so. I like doing portraits with square. I like doing portraits in a square format because I like doing mock-ups of Shikishi boards. I think that's fun. Pozemka is how you would pronounce it. Pozemka? Is that right? Golden Glow has nice art. Nami, her artist, is very good. I do know of Nami. I do know of Golden Glow, and I do know of Nami. We do have a fox with fur close to your color? It's a guy, right? I think I've seen him. I think I mistook him for a wolf at first. You don't pronounce it? I'm gonna have to look this up. I don't know how to pronounce. Oh, if it's Russian, then I'll have to ask Vesa. ConCon says I usually run rectangle formats since I mostly do full body. Yeah, that makes sense for sure. I really need to do more full body. I haven't done like a singular character full body before, ironically, aside from Masterstudy. I haven't done, like, any of my own, though. Which is kind of crazy. Do you know Pepe and Mizuki? Pepe is also Nami's work, right? I don't know Mizuki. You forgot the Russian? No! Actual Russian pronunciation is Rozumka? Masterstudy of full body, it feels slightly different to portrait. We're kind of doing like a half body at the moment, I guess. He's a wolf. Yeah, okay. The sad thing about my fur color is that okay, if a character is purple or blue, they tend to be assumed to be a wolf, and it usually is a wolf. And if a character is, like, pink or orange, like warm colors, they tend to be a fox. So, yeah, in terms of, like, blue-colored fox, not a very common thing, unfortunately. I don't like this face. I don't like this face right now. The face looks so, unprofessional. See if I can... Okay, I don't know about anyone else, but one of the hardest things for me to draw is the mouth. Like, talking about subtlety again, right? I can't draw mouths, because it's like, it's just one line, but because it's just one line, it makes such a difference how you draw that one singular line. And it's so hard to get right. I don't like drawing mouths, actually. They're so tricky! Because I don't have a lot to work with, you know? They're so easy to mess up. You should check out Executor's Alter E2 art. I'll have to check that out at some point. I like when you draw me with the angry cat mouth. I like the angry cat mouths. Those are easier. When it's not a cat mouth, it's like, exponentially harder, and it's so subtle. The mouth and the chin shape. It's like... It's so hard to work with. I have to barely touch the canvas. It doesn't work well. You can see it's like so easy to mess up. Let's see, we'll do this. It'll probably look better once I get more color and shading on everything, but right now it just looks like a mess. Where's the lines? Alright. More rides whenever minute detail. That's why I like female characters. More pronounced lips gives me larger margin of error. I do want to get better at drawing males though, because I know that there's not many people who will do it. And look, I already draw furries, so I'm okay taking on the more niche more niche pieces in the anime art world. Have I seen the furries in Arknights yet? Yeah, I saw Hun. I knew of Hun before I even, before I knew that it was also Arknights. I saw Hun, I saw, I think we talked about this one stream. We were talking about the different furry characters. I know the hyena is like an early one. This is Golden Glow's song? Draw waifu. That was also a cool design. I won't forget this one Arknights video. You like Arknights, you're already a furry. I did see Mountain, yeah. I have seen Mountain. I've seen Mountain with the one skin where he's holding the book. I think somebody in the Discord posted it, and it's the proportions are so ridiculous. It's like, okay, you have a cool design, but I kind of can't get over those proportions. Tiny head, big hand. Yes, exactly. I kind of... That threw me off a little bit too much. I was like, okay, cool design, but what is this? It's a superhero build, there you go. If you want to see someone who does graphic design stuff related to AK, there's a YouTuber called Lens who does UI redesign. Ooh, that sounds really cool. Very fitting for the name. He's proportionally like that both in game and story. He has very large arms. But the head is so tiny. Smaller head means smaller headshot hitbox. There you go. Alright, I need to start adding a little bit of shadow here. Shadow to the face. I do keep mentioning the Discord. If any of you guys would like to join, we have an art-focused Discord, and there is a game chat channel now as well. But if you are interested in joining the Discord, you can do !Discord, or Vesa can do a quick !Discord, and we would be happy to have you. It is a safe for work Discord, but everybody's pretty well behaved there. Thank you, Vesta. I appreciate it. Thank you. AK Hive Mind invaded the Discord a little bit. Yeah, just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Just a little bit. You guys have all been very kind and respectful, though. So I do thank you for that. Why am I liking your art more than the in-game art? You shouldn't at this point! You definitely shouldn't at this point. I appreciate the kind words, but my goodness. The Automod's getting so much exercise lately because of the swears. Other than that, everyone's being good. Yeah, that's true. It is very safe for work, but the funny thing is, I think 90% of the swears have just been people's frustrations with certain levels of the game. There's just an automod for language, but like the majority of the time, it's somebody being like, oh, this level is too hard, and then they'll just, because we made a game chat channel because of the hive mind takeover, and I think that's what the automod keeps catching. Take the compliment? No, this has such a way to go. Since you're slowly growing into the game, I'll join the Discord. Congrats. Okay, I want to emphasize, it's just one channel of the Discord. It is mainly an art-focused Discord, or like myself as a VTuber. But yes, there is a lot of AK in there at the moment. mainly corralled into a game chat channel. Because I'm still trying to figure things out. Because I mainly art is my thing, but yeah, I don't know where my life is going. AK players love to complain about the difficulty of levels. Which is fine, we just tend to have a stronger language filter than most. Silent Spirit, hello, welcome in. Just woke up. Well, I hope that you had a good night's rest. I need to get these eyes right. I need to make these eyes a lot sharper, I think. You know, you listen to a song too much when you can hear the lyrics just when you listen to instrumental. The filter's working overtime indeed, yes. He feels like he's looking down, and I'm not sure how that ended up happening. I think maybe all the features are a little bit too low. He's definitely not looking down. He's not looking in the right direction. I'm trying to figure out how I can fix this. Is the head proportion off? The head proportion might be off. I think that might be it. Alright, that helps. It's like looking down and then up, and then... I feel like this is also not an ideal way to watch me working, but I can't really make it any better at the moment. It's just so tiny. Let's see. This is definitely downward more. And I guess the eyes just need to be moved a little bit over. Alright, Konkon, you're right. There's so much subtlety with these. Wait. This one? Hang on a sec. This one? I want to make sure that I... Okay. Wait. I'm not sure which one it was that you were saying. Was it the previous one, or was it the one that was just starting to play? Not good. Okay. Let me get rid of these. The previous upbeat one? The one that ended. Okay. Hang on. I need to... Where are we on here? You skipped the good one? Alright, hang on. I need to get the title real quick, just so I don't make that mistake again. So... This instrumental is not good. Alright. And this one was... sad and there's nothing after this. Alright. It's a collab song. It didn't say it was a collab song, but okay. I'll just go with, starting over again. And we'll jump here. We'll take out this one. The Okawari song gets struck frequently. So, I think this one was called Everything's Alright. Does that sound right? Was that the one that's called Everything's Alright, was that the not good one? Okay. Let's get this out of here then. It's an instrumental, so that's annoying. But alright, let me make sure that I also delete it. Just in case, so I don't forget. But yeah, I appreciate it. I didn't know. It didn't say that it was a collab at all. Alright, we'll get rid of that just in case. Speed of Light and Everything's Alright isn't fully owned by Hypergrip. I see. Did I have the other one on there? Hopefully not. This is annoying. Just to, like, make sure. Can I include some songs with lyrics next time? Like character EPs? Only if they're not, like, bad. I had speed of light, that's not good either. So even if they're instrumental, it's still too risky. That one's okay? They're okay, we don't know. We're gonna find out, I suppose. We'll find out after stream. System detects by beats. Yeah, that's true. We're gonna find out after stream, I guess. Oh my gosh. Okay, I stepped away to fix the music, and then I looked back at this piece, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so off. This is so off, it's not even funny. Alright, let's see if we can fix this. This is very off. Everything about this needs to be changed and fixed. Let's see here. That makes a huge difference. Covering the face a little bit will make another big difference. Guess we'll find out on Starlight's Twitter and Discord. Subscribe. Fire nice. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's definitely not right. That is a lot better. Move this inward. Move this inward just a little bit too. It's really hard to try to get the proportions right. This is why I'm always trying to, like, look and compare, but it's hard to do that on a live stream, too. And again, this mouth is so subtle, but it's controlling, like, the majority. And then these eyes need to be changed. I'm probably gonna do a lot of paint over. I always structure the face, even if I freestyle paint the rest of the body. Yeah, that's fair. Like, the face is the most important part, and I'm not getting it right now. Like, male characters are naturally a bit trickier. And I also picked one with a lot of detail here, so... This is all really good practice, though. This is all really good practice still. Even if it could be better. Never realized how furrowed his brows were until now. Alright, let's see. Yeah, sometimes if you literally just step away for a second, you'll go back and be like, oh, that's not right at all. Yeah, his brows are really, really dark, I think. And I think he also has his hair in the way, so there's like a lot of shadow and everything. And I kind of just want to be able to paint over that, but I can't paint over it just yet. But there's a lot of shadow here, I think. FedEx delivers justice. Good evening, new to Master Studies. Aegis, hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. So Master Study is basically taking the official art of a game or a movie or something and trying to replicate it, to try to basically learn from it, try to learn the art techniques and the painting techniques and everything. So right now we're taking some of the official CGs and we are trying to see how close we can get to try to learn different techniques from these artists who are like some of the best in the world. So it's a really good way to study. And I just fixed the face to be a little bit less awkward than where it was a minute ago, so that's good at least. I also need to try to figure out how they get the sharpness. They're always using such sharp They're always using such sharp brushes. I don't know how they're doing it. And then I need more of this hair here to cover this side of the face a little bit better. And we still don't have the sharpness of the eyes. They're not where they need to be. Hang on, okay, there's all... Alright, I'm gonna get rid of the lines, just that I can be a little bit more flexible. And they need to be a little bit more downward facing. So taking this salvage piece, replicating it to see which techniques were applied and how. Exactly, yeah. I did a few on the channel. If you take a look at the community tab or past live streams, I did a few other CGs. And that's kind of how I got into everything here, was from doing CG studies, master studies. He's got a big shadow here from this hairpiece that's kind of affecting a lot of the shape language, a lot of the silhouette. I think it's slowly starting to look a little bit better. Not quite. On male, I find female faces way easier than male faces, at least anime style. It's interesting to see how people almost always struggle with the face of the opposite gender significantly more. No, I would... Well, I don't know. I struggle with both because the majority of my experience has been, animals. So I struggle with both equally, but that also kind of gives me the openness to draw both. But I do know that, on average, people do tend to, of both genders, people do tend to prefer drawing females. This needs to be much more subtle. I've actually talked about this extensively before because, like, females have rounder shapes that just tend to be more appealing in general. Girls like drawing things that are pretty, guys like drawing things that are, like, have a lot of, shape language. So it actually tends to be that, no matter who you are as an artist, females tend to be preferred drawing subject in a lot of cases. Aminals, yeah. Interesting, most definitely in the opposite camp there. I think it depends, honestly. I mean, like, I'm not saying that that's the case for every single person, I'm just saying that that's kind of an average, because, you know, I have male friends that are VTubers, and a lot of them are like, oh, it's really hard to find people to work with and stuff like that. And, it's like, there's kind of this, what they call, like, it's kind of like a debuff in the VTuber space, people sometimes say. If you have a more masculine design. Because a lot of people just prefer to draw females. So I was kind of trying to figure out, like, well, why is this? And I learned that that is the case for a lot of things, honestly. That people just enjoy drawing females more. So because I am used to drawing animals, and I don't really have a preference either way, I'm okay picking up the slack and taking on masculine work. This is favorite of the OST, even though it's pretty somber. I unfortunately, yeah, I don't know which songs have which meanings. If there's any that you ever want me to, like, take off the playlist, do let me know. Because I don't know any better otherwise. There we go. Okay, this is looking a lot better than how we started off, I think. Still not 100% there, but, like, we're in a way better place. Executor is an interesting character who really got their glow up with their altar. That's cool. Alright, these eyes are really sharp. The pupils are actually very, very small. You know what I think I'll do just for the sake of this stream? Hang on a sec. Here. Just so you guys aren't seeing like a bunch of nothing. It makes it a little bit better. His face looks more angrier. There you go. Blank says, I think it's because I have a sharp style, one that focuses on blemishes and edges rather than smoothing them over, which in conventional coding usually comes across as masculine. There you go. Finding the right balance between angular and organic is where most of my difficulty lay with male characters. Drawing curves is just how my arm naturally moves. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's literally how our arms naturally move, right? Like having those curved angles and being able to work with your whole arm across the canvas. It's literally more natural. Whereas if you're drawing a masculine character, you kind of have to forgo all of that. Just can't get the sharpness that they have. I think that's my main issue. Is like my brushes keep being like kind of soft around the edges, and there's a lot of sharpness to this that I can't quite capture. Can I get rid of these? At least get rid of this. This isn't helping at all now. Get rid of that, it makes it a little easier. And then we'll add back the halo. It just says, whenever I was studying, we had to draw perspective in class. I always got frustrated at the warming up exercise to draw straight lines. Only recently I put together that there's a reason. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can understand that. It's definitely really frustrating to do those straight line exercises. One time I took a course in, what was it called? Industrial design drawing. So I took industrial design drawing because I really wanted to work in the toy industry at the time. And you have to be able to draw things that are like really precise, really angular, and they make you do the same thing with the straight lines. And I remember we had to do that across like an 18 by 24. What would that be? Like 18 by 24 inch, so about 36-ish, 48 centimeter. Really, really large drawing pad. And you had to be able to draw across the whole thing horizontally to try to get things as accurate as you could. but you couldn't try to do them perfectly, you had to do them fast. Because the whole thing was to try to get yourself to do, like, industrial design sketching. You like the straight line exercise? Still use them in warm-up routines? That's fair. Yeah, it's always good to still keep up with the warm-up routine. I have like a little bit here on the edge, I think. Nothing is nearly as dark as it needs to be for this, I feel like. For Masterstudy suggestions, I'm guessing a pick from a CG for an event won't work. I'm not entirely sure what you mean. What do you mean a CG for an event? I don't know what's considered like spoiler territory or not, so I've just been getting sent things and going, that's pretty. The only thing that I think is, like, just no CGs that, like, very clearly show a spoiler, I guess? That's my main thing. The first CG I did, the first piece I did wasn't CG, I think it was promo. I think it was, like, anniversary, but the rest I've been suggested, have all been CG, I think. As long as we don't tell you it's a spoiler, you'll not know, generally. Well, I don't know, I mean... Like I said with the Lemon piece, right? Like, if it's not showing who she's pointing at or something, that's probably better. Like an event advert, for example? The film that you would have seen when logging in last week with Texas and Lapland. Oh, like, I think those are fine? I mean, like, yeah, I literally started that up, like, just first time launching. I feel like you guys are better judges of this than I can be, you know? Dallin, hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. AK thrives with context, even if you knew who the gun was pointed towards, doesn't really mean much. Huh. I mean, I guess that makes sense. I was just thinking in layman's ideas, right? Like, I think that in general that would be a feeling of where you would be spoiled, but... I don't know. You guys know this better than I do, clearly. I've always liked reading, that's why I always read the manga HD releases, since it's tied to the story. How much of the manga is there? I feel like there's so much of everything. I don't know how the Genshin community is, but with as much as there is for Arknights, I feel like it could just become your entire multimedia source for everything for a long time. I don't know how that is with other gacha. I feel like there's so much of everything, Starlight Kari Philosopher. You know what I mean, you know what I mean. If I'm drawing a male face that reads as a male face and still fits my style is where most of the difficulty lies. It has to be a shape language thing, right? Because, I mean, you gotta add, like, the triangular, angular stuff to make it work, I think. It's definitely not as accurate as the previous ones that I've done. These are just harder. I don't know why. There's an event called Lone Trail with 78,000 words. And that's not even the longest. It's terrifying. I think at one point I had compared, from what I understood of this, I compared it to Homestuck. And I got a bunch of comments being like, I've never heard anyone compare that to Homestuck in 2025. Or people will be like, I can't believe that I'm not the only one who's compared this to Homestuck. That's insane. It's gotta be appealing. I haven't found the right mix for acceptable appeal for me yet. That's fair. I feel like the best drawn, like, do you want to go for like if you're trying to draw male characters, are you trying to go for like, how do I say this? Do you want to go for like pretty or like tough shonen? Because like for pretty, I've found a different gacha where it's all just focused on pretty boys, but the art is really good. I dread the, Vesa says, I dread the day I start streaming again, and you throw all the chat trolling back at me. Oh my gosh. Be Shonen versus Bara? I'm not necessarily thinking Bara, I'm just thinking like, I'm thinking like Otome pretty boy versus like just generic shonen, like Naruto, Bleach type of thing. Kangan said, I'm very easily influenced by outside artists yet. I change wildly based on what I've recently consumed. Understandable. What did I? Oh, okay, that's the... I was like, what is this piece? That's the halo, okay. I'm trying to get the sharpness in the eyes. Because I know it's not there yet. I need to add the eyebrows in. And the hair probably would help if I add the hair in more. And at this point, I'm probably not gonna make the face perfect, but like, if it's just a little bit closer, that'll make me happy. And then I'll focus on the rest of everything. Because you know, you get too much into the detail because you want the face to look good and everything, and yeah, that, you get it, you get it. Talon says, a friend said I should go with Blender. It's better, and they said the skills I learned from the program is transferable. But I want to work with Blockbench, which is another 3D modeling software, focusing on Blender. But I want to focus on smaller stuff. I want to... What? Hang on, I have to read this carefully. I want to get to lower the bar. Get something out there. Low poly. Program's niche. Yeah, I am a little bit confused, but Blender is universal. You can kind of do anything in Blender, even if you're a total beginner. So I think I would just stick with Blender, honestly. It is easily transferable. It'll transfer to, like, anything in the future that you want to expand to in 3D. So I would definitely just go with Blender. I don't know what the other thing is. I don't know if it's more niche. I don't know if it's meant to be, like, more limited or whatever, but I would definitely just go with Blender. Blender is also, you're gonna find way more tutorials for things on Blender, because it is what everybody uses. It is basically industry standard, even though it's not technically industry standard. You'll be able to understand a lot more with Blender. You'll be able to ask more people for help with Blender. Blender has a lot more going for it in terms of resources. I would just go with Blender. Sorry, I got a little bit confused trying to read that. Out of curiosity, what do you gather from Executor's design here? Like, just from a layman's point of view? Well, the garb is it's very tailored, it's very structured, so this tells me that the person is probably, like, a very, very important character in story. They have what I feel like is some sort of cape. The red usually is signifying some sense of importance. Oh my gosh, I am not far enough at all with everything else. Look at this, I've only rendered the face. There's definitely a lot of elements that tell me importance without being, like, annoying about it, you know? Like, the red is definitely more of a higher ranking type of deal. The emblems show some sort of seniority. Let me see here. Yeah, there's definitely some, like, detailed emblems or crests. I'm not really sure what this part is. Anything with a tassel is generally more refined. I can't quite figure out what this part is, if it's like part of a cape, part of a jacket. But the strong reds are definitely telling me, like, high up in rank. And I feel in terms of, like, his expression, in terms of this piece, he kind of seems like a character that would have this personality of, like, righteousness, but no mercy. Like, very, very cool, not cool as in awesome cool, but very, like, cool-headed, very, like, yeah, I get the feeling of, like, very righteous and very, like, how do I say it? Like, yeah, righteous, no mercy, but not a lot of emotion. That's pretty close. She's locked in on him. Because, like, if it's gonna be, like, a villainous character, right? You're not gonna have the red mixed with white, generally. And if it is going to be mixed that way, then the red is going to be a lot more apparent. If it's like a scarf or a neck piece, then it's generally like more of a royal type accent. And everything's extremely tailored and refined, so there's definitely a lot of importance there. Even the Arknights content creators are agreeing. Good character design makes analyzing characters easier. Absolutely, yeah. It's pretty accurate. He has the emotional availability of a door, but will not hesitate to uphold the law and what is right. Yeah, I definitely get that feeling. Apathetic, cold, and stoic. I see, I see. It's a sign of good character design if you can tell this much about him just by looking. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that really is what drew me to everything, right? Is the game, the character design, storytelling based on just the visuals alone. And a lot of the, like, I'm a little worried with how things are going to go, story-wise in the future, because I don't know how grim it will be in terms of, like, handling that on stream. But in terms of everything being more serious and fleshed out, I really do appreciate that. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous about things on stream. Very wholesome. Trust. I can't trust anyone, unfortunately. I can't trust anyone because, somebody was like, oh, you know what would be really fun and lighthearted to read on stream would be Children of Ursus, and I'm like, I don't even know what it is, but I know enough to know that that's a lie. So, yeah. It does have darker turns, but I don't think it ever really goes into too deep territory. I hope not. It's like PG-13 light M. You'll be fine. Thanks, Vessa. Yeah, but on stream it's different. On stream it's different. You're extremely trustworthy, trust me, says Blank. Arknights stories, rainbows and sunshine? Sure. Sure. Because that's what I'm painting right now, right? I'm just, you know what? That's what this is right now, isn't it? Just big happy rainbows. Let's see here. How accurate are you going with this? You are more locked in than I am in coding. I get very locked in when it comes to art-related stuff, but I do want to also, you know, not go too crazy with this. I should probably, like, get to the rest of the piece instead of just focusing on the face the entire time. You will have the feels. Great. Am I almost at the point where I can get rid of these lines? That would be really helpful, actually, if I could just get rid of these lines. It's sad how a lot of the good CGs spoil their own story. That's not good. I'm trying to avoid drawing from those. I'm trying to go with generic ones. But I don't really know what's generic either. Alright, Talon, have a good rest of your day. Vessa says, I mean, you could have painted one of the calmer CGs. You picked the guy holding the gun threateningly. It's okay. Like, okay, the CGs are okay, because, like, I don't necessarily know what's going on. I'm just saying that, you know. I don't know what I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know what I don't know. At a quick glance, matches up pretty well. Major landmark shapes are there, minus the wings. Yeah, I gotta add the wings, don't I? I also have to add all the details to the gun, or at least, like, get the base color on here. This is a lot more of a muted bronze. I do need to make sure I add the wings. That seems kind of important. And I won't know every detail of this gun because I don't usually work with machinery. I don't usually work with firearm designs. I'm just trying to get the general shape, the general area. Yuzaf, have a good rest of your night. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it lots. Thank you, thank you. Blank says, I like upbeat, wholesome stories, like I have no mouth and I must scream, you know, really cozy stuff. Jeez, Blank. No, it says, I'm pretty sure if you start looking for the story that has a CG, you'll know why. Just stick with the main story when playing the game, please. Yeah, I plan to stick with the main story. I plan to stick with the main story, for the most part. I know that people do say that the events are worth checking out, but I think I have a long ways to go before then. Probably for the best, that's fair. You picked it again? Wait, what? The light part for the gun is notably absent. Most of the outside of it is decorative. Yeah, I'm trying to get to all the decorations. At least getting on the lighter pieces. And of course the sharper highlights and everything. Looks, yeah, I think that's because of the proportion of where the eyes are. Let's see. If I grab these pieces... Yeah, it's face proportion. If I just do... to grab everything. A little too much. No. It's a mix of proportion and I'm not sure what else, but that looks younger. That should look older. It looks older, but then the eyes got a little too messed up. Should hopefully help. And then make the eyes a little bit narrower still. The face needed to be narrower, I think. And if it's an older character, generally the hair is not as wild. Maybe make the chin a little bit larger. I think something like that hopefully helps. Before it was like, here, character looks a little bit younger, facial features are a little squished together, make everything a little bit wider, a little bit longer. Generally adds a few extra years. As an artist, do you think a character being easy to draw is part of what makes for good design? I think it really depends on what your goals are, right? Like, an easy to draw character because it's an animated film? Yeah, I think a lot about, like, when they were first doing the art for Lilo and Stitch, they had to simplify Lilo's character design. They had her having, like, you know, Hawaiian print on a bathing suit, and that was going to add a lot of extra complexity for the animators, so they ended up making it a stripe. In terms of, like, shape language and stuff, I think that you can do good shape language simply and complexly. I think it really depends on what the medium that you're working with is, right? Like, if you think about emotes are simpler versions of, they can be simplified versions of complex designs because their main goal is for readability. So I think it genuinely depends on what your goals are. I think that when it comes to complexity in designs in terms of good or bad design, complexity is okay, but everything has to have a purpose. So if it's like, oh, why is this on here? Because it looks cool, that's usually not a good enough reason for this. So, like, I can tell a lot of his complexity is, there's a lot of form of needing protection here, there's a lot of, like, you know, the scarf and everything is kind of giving a sense of, you know, maybe extra warmth, maybe the region is a little bit colder. He's showing off his credentials, showing off the badges and the emblems. There's a lot of, like, different ties and everything here that's not too much. It doesn't feel like, you know, Kingdom Hearts levels of belts. But there's just enough to sort of emphasize the importance of everything. So I think that it does a good job of balancing it, not making everything too crazy. Yeah, I really think it's a matter of what the goal of the property is. Kingdom Hearts level of belts. Kingdom Hearts is kind of known for having some kind of wild designs. When Chapter 15 comes out, main story, side events, and intermezzi will be out into a more streamlined setup to make the story as a whole easier to follow. I did hear something about that. That does sound really nice. Flatter hair can inform about the character as well. True. True, true. Like, if the character is more, you know, cares more about their appearance or is more, like, kept together. As opposed to a character like Naruto, right? Where Naruto has, like, all the crazy spiky hair because he has that wild child personality. Ruby has a lot of belts in later seasons too, really? I didn't know that. Blank says it's being easy to draw itself is only tangentially related to character design quality. However, detail clutter is such an omnipresent problem these days, even in this design right here. I really don't think that there's too much detail clutter. Certainly not compared to a designs like in Genshin, right? That's not to hate on Genshin's designs. I actually am fairly fond of them. I bought the Genshin art book because I liked how they were doing a lot of the designs. But there can be a sense of going a little bit too far unnecessarily. I think this doesn't go too far into that territory. Like, yeah, there's some extra detail, there's some extra, you know, straps and belts and things, but it's really not too wild. Hutao supremacy. And Hutao does not have the most complex design either, I don't think. I think she's actually on the simpler side in comparison, isn't she? At least I can see the design easier in my head than I can with other characters, and I don't know the characters that well to begin with. It could certainly be worse, but it's still present, even if just a little. That's fair. From what I understand, this is the more, like, special version anyway, so it's going to have more of those details. You're kind of gonna get that in any sort of gacha setting, right? There's always gonna be, like, leveled up versions of things that are always going to add a bit more complexity, just because it needs to look more special. Now, if you can combine that into a story reason, that's all the better. And then there's Lulu from Final Fantasy, the Queen of Belts. Yes, true. Good exercise, keep cutting things from the character until the character stops looking like the character. That's a lean character design, bare essentials. Yeah, exactly. Like, my design is fairly complicated. My outfit is, like, fairly complex. But if I'm wearing anything else, as long as I've got the rainbow blue ears and the blue and pink hair and some form of wing, even if drawn extremely rough, then anything else I wear is fairly recognizable for me. The main thing that makes my design stand out is the ears. The belts serve a small purpose. While they look cool, they also create more white. I think the design would be less noticeable and less interesting if it was just plain black sleeves up to the shoulder. Yeah, true. It adds a lot of color contrast, which is important. Speaking of color contrast, I think I should add these wings so that the background doesn't feel completely different. Because if the background is this different, it's because there's some very large element missing. Blank says, for me personally, I have a massive pet peeve against design elements that don't feel like the character themselves that don't feel like the character themselves would choose to wear them for whatever reason. Like put that piece on every day. I always ask myself, why would they, the character, wear this piece in this manner? It can add a lot if you notice the designer thought about it like that too. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like, I don't know, in my design, I have a longer dress because I personally wouldn't wear anything shorter. I can understand what you're saying with, like, accessories. Maybe the character, like, talks about how they like a simple lifestyle and then they're wearing, like, heavy jewelry, right? That doesn't work. I think that's a good point, too. It has to also match the character themselves. Should complexity in design also factor in practicality of the outfit in the context of the world they live in fiction-wise? I think so. I think everything should sort of have some form of purpose as to why it's there. Might be a little bit too large. Hard to tell without any shading on it. Maybe not quite in the right location either. Forget about the Yum Yum necklace on your design. It's not Yum Yum. Goodness. No! There's a problem. The Stargazers have already taught the AK community. That's not good. Do you also think a character's design should play into their personality? I would say so. I would say so. Like I was saying for myself, right? I'm a little bit more on the prudish side, so my clothes cover up a bit more than most people would. I think that it would definitely incorporate their personality in some form. You know, if a character is more cheerful, they're probably gonna have brighter colors. This character is very, like, you know, cold, but very, from what I understand, right? Very, like, following the law and everything. So you've got this mix of white, black, and red. It's a very, very balanced color scheme, whereas if they were more, like, you know, dark, evil, then there might be more of one color, less of another, or it might be presented in a different way. They might have different accessories. Instead of a cape, they might have a hood, that kind of thing. And then also shape language, right? Like, if a character is sort of, well, like, if we think about Mountain, right? Kind of being this, very, very tanky character, from what I understand. I could be very wrong in terms of character type, I'm just going off of appearance. They're probably gonna have more of, like, the build of the character's design, right? Being more square is gonna be, like, more tougher. Think of, like, Wreck-It Ralph. Very grounded. Not good or evil, just sort of, like, very strong. Triangular character, angular character is usually a swiftness or a cunning, a trickery, so triangular shapes are used a lot in villains. Think of, Frodo from, Hunchback of Notre Dame. And, you know, anything, like, round and soft is usually very friendly, very happy. Most things in this design, I could see it, they would wear it, but not all of it. I don't know the character enough to make that judgment call. Design should inform about personality, and yes, there's intentional deception. Yeah, that's true, right? Depends on the tone of the setting. If it's an over-the-top superhero story with barely a mention of how superpowers work, yeah, you can get away with stupid things. What he's wearing is probably a lot more of a uniform since he does work for a government of Vatican. That honestly makes sense. There's a lot of feeling of uniform. There's a lot of feeling of, like, the emblems. It wouldn't shock me if a lot of these things are shared among higher-ranking, officers. It definitely feels like most of what he's wearing he didn't choose. Alright, what is going on with how I position these wings? This gun is probably a little bit higher, I think. No, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay. Maybe a little wider. Form should follow function. If there's design limits based on the medium, those have to be observed. However, designs work in visual novels since they are animated. It doesn't work for action games. Yeah, true. Blank says, my favorite kind of design trope is showing how clothing's been damaged, repaired, and modified by the wearer. It adds some real history between the character and their clothes. That's actually something I really like about, what is it called? Fire Emblem? Fire Emblem Heroes. Again, haven't played it, just have the art book for it. But, every character in that game has a separate design for when they are, when they're, like, low on health, damaged, and it shows how their outfit is kind of, like, destroyed over time, which is interesting. I don't think I've actually seen that in any other media that I know of, where every character has, like, a separate, ruined clothing design. That's actually really interesting. Alright, what's going on with these pieces? I can barely see them. Morlock, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Mountain has a very square design, large head, chest, and fists. His design informs he's a boxer and isn't afraid to throw hands. Yeah, exactly, right? It's got, like, it's got that, very strong figure with the, like, it is very Wreck-It Ralph, right? It is very Wreck-It Ralph. To a T. With that square shape language. No, it says I've been picky on details ever since FNAF. When fan games tried withered designs, there's a limit to how far you can go until it looks messy. That's very fair, yeah. That's very fair. Boring designs are good for extra or side character, not good for protagonist. Exactly. It's a uniform he's wearing because of his promotion, which gives us the alt. It's all story related. That makes sense. Design reads like a uniform, hence the sleek lethality. Like the clothes, especially the emblem on the chest, further imbue him with authority. Yeah, I agree with that. Kentai Collection does? That's more for fan service, so does Girls Frontline, for similar reasons. Oh, okay, that's fair. Understood, understood. Girls Frontline and Azur Lane do it too. Cool thing with especially uniforms is several wildly different characters in technically the same clothes. The characters then informed by how they wear the clothes. Yeah, that's always interesting, I think. I don't see that too often. I don't believe. This angle's a bit tricky. What are some favorite designs in AK? And which do you think are terrible and which are amazing? I'm not sure if I know enough of them to say, honestly. I don't think I have enough experience yet. I don't think I've seen enough of the designs. I mean, I can tell you which ones that I prefer. I saw somebody say at one point, they're like, I think she seems to prefer aesthetics. I definitely do. Cruz seems like I think one of the reasons I like Cruz is she's one of the early characters who seems to be the most colorful. At least, in her base design, it's like, it's very bright, it's very happy. I like, trying to think of the names. I don't know. I feel like I'm not familiar enough. It's been like a week. You get the kind of thing mostly in war stories for obvious reasons. Narrative follows, say, a squad or a company of soldiers. That makes sense. The brightness comes from the hair color and face. Absolutely, yeah. What do you think of Neural? I think Neural has a really nice design. I like how everything seems very flowy. Everything seems very elegant. I do like Neural's design. I think she has like a very very regal, powerful type of feeling. Maybe not regal, but like I don't know. She just seems like very... It's a very, very powerful design. It takes up a lot of space on the screen. It's very, like, all-encompassed. No, I don't think I've seen Siege. It doesn't sound familiar anyway. But yeah, Neural has a really nice design. Again, like very vibrant, very radiant. Radiant, I think, is the best way to say it, right? Lots of golds and whites from what I can remember. Literally? That's her title? It's a very fitting title then. It's a very fitting title. Getting close to midnight here. Good night. Alright, Arcu. Thank you very much for stopping in. I appreciate it a lot. Have a good rest of your night. All the best, all the best. Yeah, I think Neural has a very, very nice design. I mean, she's a horse, right? So she's got, like, big flowing mane, big flowing tail. Be unsubscribing because I don't know Siege. I mean, I guess I will at some point. I'm still learning. I'm still at the beginning here. Wait a minute. Did you mention- wait. You mentioned that name in the Discord at one point, didn't you? I think you mentioned that name in the Discord, and I looked it up. Wait. It's a lion, right? A lion character? A Pegasus in particular? Wait, what? Siege is a lion? Okay, wait. I think I can safely look it up again. I think I looked up Siege before. It's a really nice lion design, right? Neril's a Pegasus? Dang. I'm gonna have to check that out again. Oh, I like the use of the, I like the use of the jacket with the fur collar. Because it's giving, like, it has, like, a very simple nod to a feeling of royalty. Because, like, lion royalty of the jungle. That's really clever. That's really clever. And it also, like, you can just have fur on a collar of a jacket anyway, but it works well for a lion character. Not like literal royalty, but just like, you know, lion's mane, like powerful. Because the idea of like any furred collar is going to give a more powerful feeling, so there's kind of that nod to the mane. I don't know if it's, like, I don't know if the character's regal. Like, this, I'm not looking at anything beyond the first image, the first outfit, and it doesn't look regal, but it has, like, little bits and hints of, like, potential, I guess. I can see a little bit of the red in the jacket. It's a good hairstyle. It's a nice hairstyle because it's like it's not directly a mane, but it does a good job of giving that mane feeling. Siege hates wearing royal clothes. Yeah, I think it's a nice design. It has like wildness to it with the jacket and the fur, but like a soft wildness. Like, it's not super, super over the top, but it's good in its subtlety. That the character has a bit more of a wild, feeling because of a lion, right? But it's not too overstated. Let me get back to my other pieces here. Talking about Siege? Yeah, I'm just based on like first observations. Wait, which? I've not finished drawing the wings. Why have I not finished drawing the wings? Why am I moving on when I haven't finished drawing the wings? I'm gonna post art pages on Neural and Siege. Oh, I'll have to try that. I'll have to check that out. Thank you. Akachan, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing all right. I'm currently working on a master study of Executor right now. I really want to try learning the art style better. So I'm hoping to try to do that with the master studies. Master study forever as everyone distracts Star from finishing. It's alright, it's alright. I'm fine with just like, you know, making this a nice chill work session. And it's really just like practice, it's not super serious, it's not like I'm doing work for a client right now. If I was doing client work, then yeah, I'd have to focus a bit more. That's why I stopped doing as much client work on stream. But just chit-chatting and working and practice and trying to learn more about characters that I don't know, that's all good. So yes, I think I'll have to pay more attention to the designs so I can memorize them a little bit better. Alright, I think that's all the parts of the wings here that I forgot before. And then okay, I shouldn't be working on the whatchamacallit, the particle effects. The particle effects do help, but I shouldn't be working on the particle effects. I do think I need to learn the characters better just so that I can talk about the designs. Because I really do love talking about design work. I just feel bad when I don't know anyone yet. Alright. These are definitely on the sharper side, I think. So they're gonna have very strong highlights. I think blind design analysis is almost more insightful than when you know the character's deal. That is true. That is true. That could be interesting. That actually... I don't know. I'm torn because, like, I want to, like, meet the character first instead of seeing all the designs, but that also might make a really good stream or video of just doing, like, blind react. And then see how off I am. But no, Blank, that's actually a good point. That you're right. It could be more interesting to not know who the character is first. Maybe that's something I'll consider. I don't know, some of you guys said that I was somewhat accurate with with some of the designs, so that could be fun. Blind react to a small selection of ops that the Discord server recommends? That would probably be the safest way to do it, to be honest. I think I need to rely on the Discord more so that I can safely look at things. Because if I do it on my own, I get into danger territory, and that's not good. So I think that's a good point. A tier list of your opinions on operator art would be interesting. I'll consider that. A tier list, though? A tier list always feels harsh. But opinion on operator art? Like, in design? Or in quality? I don't know how I would grade that. You were 95% on point with physics. Guessing the ops codename as well? Oh dear. I would not be good. That seems like it would be a lot more embarrassing for some reason. You'd basically be doing with AK characters what Iona's niece did with Irium FS. True. True. But when it's Iona's niece, it's cute. What was my name again? Diamond Flower Bloom, I think, was the name I got assigned. Just look at every tier list as more of a for fun thing these days. That's fair. There's a YouTuber called TB Skyen who has a series where he plays a FromSoft game blind and caps each episode off with a design analysis of the boss he fought that episode. Wait, I have heard of TB Skyen. I think he does a lot of Pokemon analysis stuff too, right? If I'm thinking of the same person. The name definitely sounds familiar. I feel like he's done shorts of Pokemon designs too? The name sounds really familiar. Those are always really well done. Yeah, I might have to look at him for inspiration, because I have looked, I've looked at his stuff before, in terms of how he did the Pokemon ones that I thought were really well done. There's 350 operators as of global right now. What? More rules in these selections for the blind reacts? Oh geez, I don't know. Maybe I should make that a thread on its own, I don't know. Arknights tier lists are insanely lengthy. I can only imagine. If I decide to do the skins too. Flower, Diamond Bloom. Yeah, there you go. Atriarch, hello! Squeegee does design critiques, and she has good rating system. You should pick her brain when you get the chance. I might consider that. I think I've seen that rating system. I think I know what you mean. The longest time was my only source of Pokemon knowledge. So we basically got as many operators as there are Pokemon for the first 3 generations. That's kind of terrifying to think about. So I basically have to learn, like, from Kanto to Hoenn. He also has several long animation breakdowns of each season 1 of Arcane episodes. Jeez, that's a lot. Onagawa, thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Several hours per episode. Jeez. What's funny is that there's 351 ops, but 358 skins? So, some get extra? Oh wait, that one's not colored. Alright. Wings are done for the most part, so just gotta try to move on and getting, like, rough details here. Another thing about it, alter operators are just the Pokemon regional variants of Arknights. There was a joke how because Jessica's rich, she was the first operator to get 3 skins. That was back when most ops didn't even have 1. Like 3 in the span of 6 months. Dang. Alright, I know I'm probably not doing every detail here right. Especially for people who are firearms enthusiasts. I'm just trying to get the overall color correct. Since this is just a study, I'm not focused too much on being, like, extremely accurate with it. Not functionally accurate. But just trying to get the main idea of it down. Ami has the most designs. She gets 4 skins, she's the poster girl. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, that's like comparing how many skins, or not skins, regional variants Charizard gets, right? Charizard, Mewtwo, and Pikachu, that's kind of the equivalent, isn't it? Again, I'm not being super accurate here, I'm just trying to get a general feeling. Here's a twist, you don't even have variation of clothing with skin only. Some operators change part of their clothes, or even themselves, at the highest rank. Wait, you don't even have variation of clothing with skin only? Some operators change a part of their clothes? Wait, I'm trying to read that, I'm a little bit confused. Oh, you're saying that they change with ranking, not just with purchasable skins. I see, I see. That's not right. That's not right. Hang on. That looks really close. Thank you, CEO. We're getting there. We're getting there. It really is mainly a matter of, like, color and shading. Like, even if you don't... Like, with a face, you have to draw the detail, right? But if you don't draw much of the detail, if you're just focused on the color and shape language and things, you can kind of trick it to looking fairly close. It's kind of like you can draw a tree just by adding a bunch of texture to represent leaves, and from far away it'll look like leaves. So you can actually do a lot of tricks here. As long as you're able to get the right color and value. It's mainly, like, yeah, color and value is the main thing here, right? When you get a similar color and value, then you're usually in a good spot. Trust the process. You know, to really come together? I'm glad you think so. We're learning a lot every time we do these. I mean, I'm definitely learning a lot. I think what I learned the most from these is how muted everything is. And then when there's saturation, it really, really shows because it's such a... It stands out so much, right? Like the red accents in this design, for instance. Oh. Is this over another layer? It is. Alright, let's combine these. No, still not right. Alright, let's combine them again. Alright. This got a little too wide, somehow. Yukia, hello, hello! Welcome and welcome in! How are you doing today? It is good to see you. Hello. How's everything been? Alright. We got his hand on here. Let's just get the rest of the fingers. I'll be honest, I don't know what every OST is from, so if you make a comment about the music, I'm not necessarily going to know anything. I just found it's instrumental, it works for an art stream. That's about as far as I've gotten at the moment. But yeah, if there's anything you guys think that I should be adding that, like, is in the vein of instrumental, not super spoilery and not going to be copyright struck, then I can keep adding more too. Lingering Echoes, the one I posted that day to you. You'll have to you might have to tag me in it. I like him. Music is peak anyway. It's honestly really, really, really good. I'm very surprised with, like, because people were saying that it's like in all kinds of genres, and I was like, oh, then the ones I like, they'll probably be like, you know, 1 or 2 only. But no, a lot of these are really good. You replied to it though? Oh. I'll have to go back. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened to the images and media channel. Everything just kind of got very flooded. So I'll have to go back and check. It's fine, I can just ping you to it. Okay. I know there were also that were a bunch of playlist ones too. But yeah, I'll definitely add more. I know somebody was saying that they wanted me to add lyric ones. I typically don't add lyric stuff when I'm doing art streams, just because I feel like me talking over lyrics is annoying. Unless you want me to not talk and then just use the stream as a radio. Which I know some people do. A lot of people do that to get work done. They just have, like, you know, no talk stream and then they're just playing, like, usually on Twitch, they'll just play, like, regular full copyright music. Like, I'll just go into some Twitch stream and people are working hard, but they're playing, like, full anime OST. I'm too nervous to do that myself, but I know people do that a lot. Most art streamers on Twitch, I notice, tend to be the not talking, more silent working type. Which is okay. I sadly don't usually succeed in doing that, though. AK music is all I use in my videos. What kind of videos do you use it in? Let's see here. It's a lot brighter. Doing any AK story today? Probably not today, but I will be Thursday. Thursday I'm going to be going back in and possibly finishing chapter 1. Which I'm a little nervous about. I think I ended last stream on 1-8. Don't worry, it'll be fine. I'm a little nervous on both gameplay and storyline. Relax, the early chapters are easy compared to the later ones. That is wild. I've heard people say that, and I'm like, that doesn't make me relax. That just makes me more nervous. We were talking about that earlier. I was literally saying earlier in this stream, I was like, yeah, I'm a little nervous. People say that it's really easy compared to where it goes. Like, that's not good. If this is considered, like, easy... Like, it's okay for the moment, I'm just worried as to how bad it'll be. It is kind of funny, though, because I was, it's funny, I was rewatching my first VOD where I streamed it, and I was looking back at what I was doing, like the moves I was doing in the different stages, and I was like, it's only been a week, but I can already see where I went stupid. I can already see where all the mistakes were. And it's kind of funny, right? Because I'm looking at this, and I'm like, it's been less than a week, because it's only the time I've been streaming, right? And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I see where I went wrong, and I see where everybody's patience was at their highest. Like, oh my gosh, I made so many mistakes. But it was kind of fascinating that I could see them so early. Hey friend, listen, I know the gameplay is scary right now, but it's gonna get way worse. Lovely. That's lovely. Lovely to hear. More so simple. Easy is relative. Your account is still basically nowhere. It's such a satisfying feeling. That's normal. Imagine going back 1 year later. Dang. I mean, it's probably the same as going back 1 year later on your artwork, right? That's why sometimes it's really nice to do pieces where it's like a redraw. See how far your art's come. So like, yeah, it would obviously be hugely different a year later, but I still thought it was amusing how much I could see the difference, with less than a week, I guess. That was just amusing to me. I asked simply because Lapland Altar event will leave on Thursday's end. Wait, what? Would it be possible to actually finish Chapter 1 off-stream? I asked simply the Lapland Altar event would leave Thursday. The event minigame puzzle gives you a total of 105 materials, which is an insanely good grab this early on for you. So just to do the event thing, basically? To finish Chapter 1 off-stream, Lapland Altar would leave Thursday. Event minigame puzzle? Is it something that... Is the event minigame puzzle doable for someone who's new? Yeah? It's purely a puzzle. Oh. It's just a puzzle game. You're filling in the blanks. Minigame is simple and quick to do. Literally- oh, okay. Literally just a puzzle. It leaves Thursday. Is it leaves Thursday CN time? Doobie, hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. Puzzles, no combat at all? Wait, Zero, why do you think I'm not good at puzzles? What? What made you think I wasn't good at puzzles? Thursday reset, about 26 hours. 26 hours, 24. Oh, okay, so, like, first thing Thursday? Wednesday's the last full day. Dang. I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think about that. Do you remember the cozy indie game with a cat? Zero, that wasn't me being bad at puzzles. That was the game being extremely unintuitive. That's different. Like, okay, what you don't know is that after stream, I did finish that, and it was really, really annoying because the solution was not necessarily hard at all. It was just, it wasn't intuitive at all. Because the whole thing that was tripping me up was talking to this one character that was like, I'm angry if you face, oh, I forgot how it went. There was something stupid about it, and, the way that the line that the character said made you think that you had to do the opposite thing. So that wasn't me being bad at puzzles. That was the confusion of one dialogue option that literally soft-locked me from the rest of the game. And then after stream, I got frustrated, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna figure it out. And then I figured it out in like 10 minutes. And it was just annoying. That wasn't a matter of being bad at puzzles, it was just annoying. Nothing is inherently missable though, all materials are farmable, just gives a big account boost for free. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So you're saying that, like, that one minigame thing is limited. Like, it's not that the materials are limited, it's just that that event to get them is limited. It'll come back next year. Yeah, I remember you guys saying that, like, if the events, if you miss the events, then it takes, like, a year to get them back or something. Hmm. Granted, there are a lot of free materials just available for new accounts. So you were overthinking it? No, I was not overthinking it, Sierra. It was not a matter of overthinking, it was a matter of confusing dialogue. I'm not bad at puzzles, oh my gosh. You guys, I play Ace Attorney and Professor Layton, I'm not bad at puzzles. If I was bad at puzzles, do you think that I would continue try playing Arknights? And escape room simulator, exactly. As long as I know the rules, I'm pretty good. Yeah, thank you, Vessa. I appreciate it, thank you. Don't let FOMO control your choices. Try not to. The materials are indeed farmable, but your current place in Chapter 1, there's no Tier 3 material until you reach the end of Chapter 2, and they give you 105 of them this early for you, which would be beneficial. Okay, it's a puzzle game where you can bust down the walls if you want. Why is there so much lore in my puzzle game? I like the lore, though. Why is there so much puzzle in my music game? It's not hard time, Sierra. It's trying out game demos on stream and being frustrated that you're taking too long to solve them. Because of one dialogue option. I think I even remember messaging Vessa about it. I was like, hey, you know that cat game that I did on stream? I literally just solved it in 5 minutes. I can vouch for this, she did. Maybe it was a visual novel with puzzle gameplay mixed in all along. Maybe you looked it up after the stream. So, Purple Onyx, I can guarantee you that I didn't look it up after the stream because there was no guide. Because it was brand new, because it was only available as a demo. There was no way to look it up. Yeah. No, it was just annoying. There's no time to ready the event story. If you're gonna do it, skip story, rush down stages as far as you can go. Wait. What do you mean to ready the event story? I was assuming that you guys were just gonna say that the minigame was, like, just there at the beginning. Actually, wait, if I did that, I don't know how to navigate it. No time to read the event story. Oh, okay. Well, the nice thing is that once you've started it, then you don't have to, like, pay for it later, right? Like, you'll be able to access it again in the future. Maybe in, like, a year or so, but you won't have to pay for it again. You don't need to do the event story or read it again. It will rerun in the future. You just have to clear the first stage of the event to access the minigame. Also, yes, you won't need to use the token since you played the event and cleared a stage. I see. First 4 stages are usually super newbie friendly. That's good to know. That's good that they do that instead of being like, we assume that you guys are all veterans. I mean, yeah, it makes sense, because, like, even if you have a brand new account, it still opens on that event. Like, that animation that plays. Like, I got that as a brand new account, so I was really confused at first. I was extremely confused when I first booted up the game, because I thought that opening animation was the start of the main story. So I got extremely confused. Like I said, guys, I went into this game 100% blind. I genuinely know nothing. And I'm slowly learning as I go. It's better that way, getting the shock that is chapter 0 to 1 story. Yeah. That's why I don't like spoilers either, because, like, even if it is shocking and somewhat terrifying, I would rather have the shock than the spoiler. Even if it does throw me off. Although, again, I'm still kind of nervous about some parts that I'm gonna have to read on stream eventually, so... we'll see how that goes. She didn't even know the name of the game until she booted up for the second time. That's not true. When I started this game, when infected brought up in the early chapter, I thought the infection was people getting animal ears and tails. I can see how you would think that. I'm glad it's not. That would make me so sad if people were like, oh yes, we are now part animal, we are now miserable. Like, that would be sad. Alright. I need to get these gold pieces on real fast. All this extra emblem work that I've been completely avoiding. At the end? Alright. I'll just swap to the other regular instrumental stuff that I have for now. And then add more of the AK stuff in the future. Since the game also came out in January, I saw Project Red. I thought that we were celebrating Christmas or something. Let's see. There's probably a lot more AK songs I can add for stream in the future, but I don't know what they are at the moment. The game where summer skins come in the winter. I mean, honestly, I can kind of relate. Is that because that's because of the 6-month gap, right? Do other gachas have a 6-month gap, or is that like specific to the publisher? Depends. FGO is like 2 years behind, really? That's kind of insane. I thought 6 months was a lot, but 2 years? It's because they have to deal with all the timelines and stuff, or? That's insane. Some gacha also speed up, like the Arknights Taiwan servers in Punishing Grey Raven. Also another time-delayed event, way behind the intended schedule. It's true about the 6-month gap, but back in the first year, there was a huge shift in event order. We got CN, we got things CN got way later, and some other random stuff like that. That feels like it would have been very confusing. Was that confusing? It seems like it would be confusing. So I need to go in and quickly make this a little bit darker. There we go. You notice a lot more when you step away. Like a lot more. Let's see here. When a gacha releases in its native country, the time it also takes to release in English is the gap. Most gacha update at the same pace as their native language in English. So if game A releases from Japan and then 6 months later in English, and they update at the same pace, English will be 6 months behind. That makes sense, yeah, if the localization is going to take that long. What did I do here? I don't know what I did, so I'm just going to paint over it. I think I got the location of everything just a little bit off, but that's okay for this. Doesn't have to be like 100% accurate. It just throws off where the shading goes a little bit. Just like some things being a little bit more on the front and a little bit more on the side or something. It's okay. They got it just enough so that the half-year anniversary roughly line up with our own global yearly anniversary. Well, that's good at least. That's good at least. At least they're like trying to have celebration related things around the same time, so that's kind of a nice choice, I think. As opposed to having celebration time at very, very different points, which I can see being annoying. CN came out in May 2019, Global came out in January 2020. I see. I mean, Ian gets summer events in the middle of winter. Oh dear. Well, you know, at least, like, for people who really like the beach and stuff, it makes them excited and not feel all cramped up when it's snowy and cold, I guess. Look, I'm sort of in a similar situation with that kind of thing, so I have some sympathy with winter events not necessarily lining up in the winter. Cold weather's better than hot weather? I very much agree with that, yeah. I very much agree. I would always take cold weather over hot weather, personally. I convinced the people who prefer hot weather over cold are lying. Well, they're probably thinking about all the things that you can have with hot weather, right? Like cold drinks or like a beach day, or they're probably thinking about like all the stuff that they don't realize is only because they're allowed to have it cold. There's no escape from the heat. Cold over hot? Cold means you can always put on more clothes. Exactly, 100%. You'd rather melt than freeze. I don't, like, yeah, freezing would not be good, but like, you can always put on more clothing. What's the problem with eating or drinking cold stuff in the middle of winter? Nothing. Nothing at all. I'm just saying, you're probably more likely to be having cold stuff in the summer, right? Not really sure how I'm gonna do these pieces. I'm just gonna sort of rough them in really quickly and give the general feeling that there's, like, some sort of artillery there. There's supposed to be bullet belts, by the way? Cowboy stuff? I was confused, because I think that, people were saying earlier that it's like, it's not bullets in the traditional sense, so then I was like, then why is there a belt with bullets? It's a little bit confusing, right? The bullets are wands, essentially? Wait, I thought the gun was the wand. I thought the... Okay. Magical bullets. Originium etched bullets? They're bullets, just no gunpowder. Oh, okay. So it's basically like a capsule for fireball. The bullets are essentially disposable wands, the gun just keeps them accurate. These are interesting, like, analogies for it. I'm very curious to learn more of the world building and how this all actually works over time. To even shoot, you have to know arts, magic, or else the gun gets jammed and smoke rises from the bullet they got jammed and they'd have to discard the gun from the manga. Oh man. Interesting. You got a nice comparison with the real guns because of the Rainbow Six Siege? Oh, that makes sense. Because of the collab, it would probably, like, explain the difference a lot. That's interesting. That's kind of cool, though. Alright. I'm gonna have to zoom in a little bit just to get these banners really fast. Probably not gonna have any decent amount of detail, but... Sancta in particular don't have to deal a whole lot with the arts aspect of guns. They can shoot their patron firearm effortlessly. Oh, interesting. Very cool. Alright. It gets a little bit visually confusing here. Especially because I didn't line things up perfectly. But if I can just get a general vibe, I think. Just get the feeling of it, right? Just so I don't have any pieces that are missing. Make this really tiny. There we go. Looks amazing so far. Better than CG in my opinion. I appreciate that, but no, I think the CG is always going to remain the superior one. No matter how much detail I put in this, I think the CG is always going to be superior. I appreciate the kind words, though. Don't get too exhausted. No, we're good, we're good. I'm just getting to the point where I'm, like, getting these, emblems and things that seem pretty important to the character, so I don't want to leave those out. It took us a while to get the face right, but I think we got the face better. I think we were able to save the face in the end. I was a little worried about that part. It's like, oh no, we're gonna be left with a really awkward face. I don't know how accurate I'm gonna be able to get this thing. Classic pointy chin. And thank you, Astra, I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. It's okay, he's an awkward person. The emblem above the tasseled scroll is the faction's logo. Arknights faction's logos are really good. That seems cool. I'm not sure how accurate I'm gonna be able to get this logo. I'm just going by shape. I could look up a reference, I'm sure, but at this point I'm just going by shape. Even though it being at an angle kind of makes it a little tricky. If I was doing this on commission, I would probably just grab the ref, draw it flat, and then, you know, move it against, move it into the right angle, but we're just trying to get the general gist of it. As long as it's somewhat recognizable, like, that it's supposed to be the logo, then that's all I really need. And then I'll just make a really thin line, just to try to get this general part here. And then probably make it a little bit probably add some highlights and some quick shadow, and then we should be in a good place. I can't really tell what is happening at the very top there, but you know, as long as you just get the general shapes. And the general highlight. Just so it can just feel like it from far away, you know? This one in particular is part of one of my favorite stories. Ooh, that's cool. I will eventually get to it. Maybe. I don't know. It depends on how far it is. Well, I don't know if the shape is right. I'm just going based off of what I see here. Also, I know that my name is confusing, but feel free to call me Starlight, by the way. I know, I don't actually have the Japanese order of the name. It's actually, in the standard English order. It's confusing, I know. I need to redo my logo so that it's actually legible. That would help. I know, I make everything more confusing than it needs to be. Alright. Make this area a little bit darker here. We'll get rid of these lines because I don't think they're really helping us at this point. Aside from maybe here. And then there's so many little buckles and belts and details and things, aren't there? And this kind of gets hidden away in the corner anyway. Silent Spirit, I looked up Siege. I looked up Siege. I was talking about the design for a bit. I don't know if you stepped out during that part. I too prefer being called MJ to 9. I keep saying MJ, it's MG. I don't know why I keep doing that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's MG. I keep saying MJ. I don't know why I do that. I will get better at that. Maybe it's a Spider-Man thing? I don't know. It could be it. I'm not sure. Alright. It's not, like... It's not full one-to-one, but I think that's probably the closest we are going to get here. Yeah, I'll just change this shape a little bit. Because I think I just did that really loosely before in the beginning. Add a little bit more muscle to the rest of the body here. A little bit smaller highlight. And then last thing I'll do here, make a layer underneath. Show a little bit more of where this gun is. Add a bit more of where I'm guessing it was just fired from. Maybe? What do you mean continue your 100% Skyrim run? What does that have to do with me finishing the artwork? Same here, some folks call me Asta. I don't mind at all, it's cute. Asta does sound nice at least. Is even smaller here. And can finally just throw in the particle effects that I had before. Looks super well put together. Thank you, Giuliano. Thank you, thank you. The streams have become my favorite as I do more tedious stuff in Skyrim, really? That's funny. Alright. Just a little bit of particle effects always make the piece feel more alive, even if it's very subtle. And then just a little bit here. A little bit of smoke. And if I can just get rid of those lines, make everything look a little cleaner. And see if I can add a little, whoop, not that. If I can add a little bit more sharpness here. I don't know if that actually did anything. That's alright. We'll add a little bit of contrast by making this piece around his hair a little bit brighter. And that adds just a bit more visual contrast. I think that's good. Alright. I think that's about as close as I'm gonna get it. But, you know, I think the main thing is that we were able to get the main thing is we were able to get the composition, right? Because I think that's really what makes this piece, is the super intense composition and the huge amount of perspective dynamism. So I'm glad that we could kind of play around with that and see how it all worked out. Alright. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I think that we are going to call it there. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing an Irium stream, so that is more of like a just chatting thing that is on a different YouTube channel. And then Thursday, well, now I'm not actually sure what I'm gonna do. I might try to do the reading for chapter, for 1-8 through 112. I might end up doing the story reading for that, and try to clear the stage so I could reach the event for tonight. I don't really know. I might have to ask you guys more about that, or think about it, or something. But either way, Thursday is going to be a mix of actual game and trying to continue the fan art of Amiya. I'm probably not going to finish it. Probably just going to try to refine from doing a better sketch at the moment. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. But thank you guys very, very much. If you haven't yet subscribed on YouTube or followed on Twitch, definitely consider doing so. If you want to join our art-focused Safe for Work Discord, you are absolutely free to. We would be happy to have you. We have a game chat channel now, specifically for Arknights discussion. And I will talk to you all later. Thank you so much again. Have a fantastic rest of your morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you may be in the world or the worlds beyond. Mr. Ferendros, thank you very much for following. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. And have wherever you are in the world or the worlds beyond, have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, or night. And all the best, Stargazers. Thank you.